and welcome back to another video of Tower Simulator 3. In today's episode we're going to be looking at Seattle International Airport in the US. We've looked at this airport before, but we ran it when it came out, which was quite a few months ago, so we're going to have a revisit and play a little bit of a custom schedule. If you've not seen any of my previous episodes, feel free to check them out on the channel, and there'll be a link to the last episode in the description below as well. If you do like the content, feel free to like and subscribe, as it helps me out and helps me grow the channel so I can bring you more content like this in the future. If you do have any questions, comments or feedback around this video or any of my other videos, feel free to drop them in the comments or reach out to me directly and I'll take a look when I can. So as I said, we're going to be revisiting Seattle International Airport in the US. Last time we played this was probably a few months ago when it did get released, and not played it since, I don't think. So it should be an interesting one. In terms of layout, there's 3 runways with this. Last time we ran the Energies Design airplane database and airplane set, so it's just a default that came with it. We ran 16 left, not 16 left, sorry, 34 left for arrivals and 34 right for departures. What we're going to do today is we're going to run a custom schedule, which is a lot busier than the default one. So we pretty much just constant aircraft. We're going to use 16 right for landing, and we're going to use a 3 nautical mile separation to try and kind of get all of our aircraft in. We're going to run 16 left and 16 center for departures. I've never tried this, so I don't know if it's going to work. But I'll kind of explain the way we're going to run the taxiways and how we're going to depart on both as we load into the game. So, in terms of schedule then, so this is the schedule that we're going to be running. I've basically just randomly built it using this scheduler, and we're running this 12 PM hour, which is basically massively weighted towards departures, and there's 130 aircraft movements in this hour. So again, we've played some with this, and kind of if you look at the last video with Washington, it was a similar kind of level. Obviously we had 2 landing runways and we had a departing runway where nothing had to cross each other. With this one, we're going to try and depart as much as we can off 16 left, but we will be pushing some into 16 center so we can do parallel takeoffs. If the game allows us. I don't know whether it's going to give us an error, and I have no idea if they do that in real life. But obviously they're going to run 130 aircraft in an hour in real life at this airport. So we're going to give that a go. Obviously 16 right, you've got to cross both runways. If we don't have anything departing 16 center, which is what we're going to start with, we're going to try and get as much as we can off 16 left to start with. We'll get them to land, we'll get them to cross 16 center, and then we've kind of got 3 holding points to cross the traffic, which I could probably go and show you now the game is loaded. So while the additional window opens, I'll kind of explain from this perspective. So kind of we're going to run from kind of south to north in terms of everything. I'll get these open from side. So we're going to run. Let's just make sure you can see everything here. Yep. And I'm going to rotate this round so it's kind of like that, so we can get a better view of everything. And then we'll just these a little bit smaller, and on that side. I'm also going to be using TS3 Assistant, just to help with kind of what's arriving and kind of what's getting boarded, etc. But just before we start, TS3 doesn't want to load, so we're not going to be running that. But basically everything's running south to north, so anything landing 16 right, they'll either vacate November Papa or Quebec. Most things will vacate November or Papa. We might get the odd heavy that vacates Quebec. We'll then taxi these down either November, so anyone kind of going into this area, which is like the Alaska stuff or any cargo up here, we'll be bringing them down November in via Whiskey, and then obviously orange. We've got orange, blue, and green here, which we can use as kind of 3 taxiways. Anything kind of this side we'll probably bring via Papa and then 8A. Anything here will come down via Papa, and then anything on the far end or even in here we can bring down Quebec and use 999er and bring them all the way around basically to do that. So that's the plan in terms of obviously arrivals. Departures wise, all the stuff down here, we're going to bring down along Bravo, and we're going to be departing them out via Delta. Anything kind of from, let's say, Mike upwards, in this instance. So again, obviously, we technically could bring traffic down. I don't know how we would get Mike here, but we were using that, but we're not going to be using Mike. But yeah, let's say anything Mike upwards here will be going along Alpha. Any heavies that come down the bottom will also be going down Alpha because we want to get them full length. And then the way we're going to use 16 center is basically if we get a massive queue along Bravo, we're going to then take everyone that's on Alpha across 16 left behind this departing traffic and get them to use 16 center at Charlie, and then we can get both going at once. So we can get them going down 16 center and then everyone from Delta off 16 left. So that's the plan. Cameras wise, we have F6 here. So we've got a couple of FedEx. I think that's a primary cargo. So this is kind of cargo apron. 16 left is there. We do have F7 set up, or well, not set up, but F7 loaders here, so we can get a better view of that. F8 kind of gives us a view here. So we've got a couple of cargo aircraft here. As I said, most of this is kind of Alaska stuff. There's a nice special livery there. More Alaskas, all Alaskas, and then the American stuff sits on the end. There's a couple more Alaska smaller jets here. Nothing too much in here at the minute. Then you get into kind of all your Deltas, your Southwests, and then more Deltas. United sit down here, and then your heavies kind of sit on here. So we have F8 and F9. They're kind of the same point, but just spin round. So I'll probably just choose one of them and then just spin it round. We have F10 set up here, which what our last video was is it will point in that way. I've loaded on and just kind of set this up. We've got nice Starlux. I don't think I've ever seen a Starlux in any of my schedules, so that's nice to see. And then you kind of your Frontiers, got Japan Airlines, and then maybe a Delta there as well. So that's it in terms of setup. Hope all that makes sense. Again, everything's running from south to north. What we will do sometimes is, well, what we'll generally try and do, I'm going to quickly just change the separation to 3 miles as well, is in terms of landing traffic, if they all vacate at Papa, we'll be pushing one down to Quebec and then one over to November here via Tango, and then we'll make sure that we get kind of all three, like one there, and then get them all three crossed at once, just to kind of make it more efficient, so everything's kind of crossing at the same time. I'm expecting it to get into a stage where like probably 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, we're starting to get a big queue down there, which is why we will have to try and utilize 16 center where possible if we need to. We'll probably get, I mean, yeah, straight assistant doesn't want to load, but yeah, it'll probably get busy very quickly. Southwest 9461 pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. I just realised I didn't have the game volume on, so I've just turned that on.
Runway 16 left, Southwest 90461.
In terms of all these, they will basically, so if we look here, there's 2 taxiways. This is Alpha, got Bravo there. These all have holding points, I think, but we're not going to really use any of them. We'll just get them to hold short of November if we need to. We've got crossing traffic in here for, say, an Alaska coming into one of these gates. We can do that. If you look at these, we basically have 3 taxiways, and you can see them by the colours here. Probably should have zoomed more. But if you look here, we've got orange, green, and then blue. There's 3 taxiways to get in basically all the way around this apron. So it kind of leads you all the way around there, and then comes back out the same with yeah, orange, green, and then blue. So blue's the inner one. I think you might only have one on this side actually. Yeah, there is only one on this.
Seattle ground, Southwest 3151 with information Juliet.
So it looks like
push and start.
Orange ends here, fine. Green is the one that goes all the way around. Sorry, blue is the one that goes all the way around. Green, that says blue. Oh no, blue starts there, sorry. So blue starts here and blue ends here. We can use blue, and then that is, you've obviously got the kind of 2 going in and out. Cool. Alaska 4459, pushback approved, facing west. And the reason for this is so for example, you've got orange, green and blue. We can bring somebody up blue and then taxi somebody out via orange. They're pushing on that side. If we have someone coming all the way up here, we can bring them via orange and then obviously taxi them into the gate of that side, and we can get someone pushing out and kind of get them to hold at the end. That's fine. American 8845 pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Southwest 90461, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 69016, pushback approved, facing west.
Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Southwest 90461.
I tried explaining everything at the start because I don't think I'm going to have time to explain too much during the video. I will hope that we do get these arrivals. That's 3 nautical mile separation. 40 arrivals in an hour, so we should probably try and get them most in kind of within the hour, if that makes sense.
Seattle ground, Alaska 4637 with information Juliet, requesting push and start.
Alaska 4637, pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west.
The reason I use Bravo for most things as well, because Alpha's next to the gates, they do taxi a lot slower around along Alpha. So I don't mind bringing the arrival, well, this is Whiskey and then Alpha starts down there, sorry. But I don't mind bringing the arrivals in via Whiskey, just because the arrivals can go slower. Southwest 3151, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Again, in terms of obviously taxi chart that you can see in the top right, let me bring a little bit.
Seattle ground, Alaska 8170 with information Juliet, requesting push and start.
Just so I see them.
American 8845 ready to taxi.
American 8845, runway 16 left via Alpha. We can send him via that way and send him up via Alpha.
American 8845.
West 4364, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Runway 16 right, clear to land. Sky West 4364. Seattle ground, Alaska 6916 ready to taxi.
So they're all going to have to wait a minute. Actually, no, they won't. Alaska 6916, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. I'm going to send him via there just because American is coming down this way. Alaska 4637, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 4459, runway 16 left via Alpha. So we mix them up a bit. We want people at different holding points. He's not quite ready yet. Delta 1530 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. And he's going to push that way, that's fine.
Delta 1530 heavy. Seattle ground, Alaska 4637 ready to taxi.
Alaska 8170, pushback approved, facing west. That's us 3151, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 3444, pushback approved, facing west. We're just going to have a constant stream of Alaskas in this video.
Alaska 8170. Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
3.
Southwest 3151. Pushback approved facing west.
Delta is pushing back over there, that's fine. We'll wait to get the other one out.
Southwest 3151 ready to taxi.
Southwest 90461, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. He's going to wait, because we're going to get these two out first. Alaska 3444, hold position. Going to crash into him otherwise.
Alaska 3444. Seattle Tower, Alaska 3796 on final 16 right.
As I was saying, we're going to use 16 left for now. We're going to try and get everyone off 16 left, but if it does get too busy, we'll push them over to 16 center. We have this going. Air Transport 9565 heavy, pushback approved, facing west. Going. Alaska 8170, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 3444, continue taxi.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska
Delta
170.
5099, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Delta 1530 heavy, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Negative. Taxi is long. Alaska 170.
Alaska 6916, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Alaska 3444, continue taxi. Alaska 295, pushback approved, facing west.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha. Delta 1530 heavy.
He's pushing, that's fine.
16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 6916.
Ah, he's pushing the wrong way. Thanks.
Alaska 3444.
We'll see if we can swing around onto
Facing west. Alaska
orange.
295.
Sometimes it works.
Seattle ground. Alaska 8170 ready to taxi. Seattle ground. Delta 1530 heavy ready to taxi.
Alaska 4637, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 6916, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff, upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 3796, runway 16 right, clear to land. KS 4364, taxi to terminal via November. KS 4364, cross runway 16 center. Alaska 3444, runway 16 left via Alpha. We're going to have to delete him because we pushed the wrong way.
Alaska 4637.
I did say fair west, he's now facing south, so never mind. Alaska 8076, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 4919, pushback approved, facing west.
Taxi to terminal via November. Sky West 4.
American 8845, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 4637, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Air Transport 9565 heavy, runway 16 left.
Cross runway 16 center. Sky West 4364.
Alaska 295, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 3444.
United 6104, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved facing north.
I'm not going to risk them to. Delta 5009, he's going to have to wait because we're pushing.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. American 8845.
Alaska 4693, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 left. Clear for
American 8845, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Southwest 3151, runway 16 left, line up and wait. They still ain't going to get in this way, are they?
Air Transport 9565 heavy. Runway 16 left. Delta 5 Bravo. Alaska 295.
Alaska 8235, pushback approved, facing north.
Pushback approved facing west. United 6104.
Alaska 8076, runway 16 left via Bellu Alpha.
Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 4693.
Delta 1530. Alaska 8076, hold short of blue. KS 4364, cross runway 16 left. Southwest 6700, pushback approved, facing west. Delta 5099, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. He's going to do a little spin. He's just coming straight in here, so might as well get him across.
Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 8235. Runway 16 left. Via blue. Falcons. Alaska 076.
Alaska 4459, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Southwest 3151, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Yeah, it's starting to come in on a shorter arrival distance now, good.
Cross runway 16 left.
Alaska 8076, continue taxi.
Pushback approved facing west. Southwest 6700.
So we'll wait for Delta to come out of here. Alaska 3796, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center. Delta 2847, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Runway 16 left.
Air transport 9565 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 445 Nana, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 8235, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 8076, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 9361, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 4693, runway 16 left via Alpha. We can take him out via Blue. He'll go that way. He should go that way. Hopefully they're not going to crash into each other. That's why 6700, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 4919, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. United 6104, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Air transport 9565 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 295, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Air transport 9565.
Alaska 3692, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000.
We'll get this guy across after the heavy's gone as well. Going in here, so we can hold him short of probably blue. Get this guy out by orange, hopefully. Delta 580, pushback approved, facing west. Delta 2847, taxi to terminal via Quebec. 999, cross runway 16 center. Alaska 3796, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 5842, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 5118, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 9361, runway 16 left, via orange Alpha.
Runway 16 left, at Delta, via Bravo. Delta 4919. Runway 16 left, at Delta, via Bravo.
Alaska 3796, hold position. Make sure it gets him out. Alaska 3796, continue taxi. Delta 6696, go around. Oh, that one. Delta 6696, turn right heading 340. Alaska 5634, runway 16 right, cleared to land. Alaska 3692, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 6531, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 295, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 8170, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. From reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Air transport 9565 heavy. Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 295.
Alaska 6696, contact departure. Nope. Delta 6696, contact departure. Delta 580, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 1422, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Nice sky team with right there. Okay. Alaska 8170, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 8076, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 5118, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 5842, runway 16 left, via Alpha. In terms of when I run about the speed, it's kind of just along whiskey. Once they get to Alpha there, they do go quite quick. So I don't mind. And look, he's got his nose cone open, so hopefully he'll be going soon. Gonna wait. He's coming in very blue actually. Alaska 6531, runway 16 left at Delta via orange Bravo. Get him out via orange.
Continue taxi, Alaska 37906. Go around, Delta 66906.
Alaska 8076, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 1530 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 5634, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center. Alaska 3609, runway 16 right, clear to land. Horizon 0281, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 580, hold short of Mike. Delta 1422, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Turn right heading 340.
Alaska 8235, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Delta 1530 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 right.
Alaska 4589, pushback approved, facing north. So he's coming in via blue, he's going up via orange, via Delta, he's going to hold short of Mike to let him out. They're all going down there, that's all fine. Delta 4219, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Alaska 5634, taxi to terminal. Alaska 5634, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left. Clear to take off.
Delta 580, continue taxi.
Contact departure. Alaska 295.
Alaska 8145, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 8170. Negative. I'm on the ground. Alaska 3692.
Seattle departure runway 28.5.
Delta 2847, crash runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left. Delta 5 Bravo. Delta 590.
Alaska 2277, pushback approved, facing north.
Pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Horizon 281, runway 16 left, via Alpha.
Runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 8170.
Going down there, that's fine. Hopefully this guy's ready, come on.
Line up and wait.
Alaska 5634, crash runway 16 left. Delta 4219, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo, hold short of Whiskey. Alaska 3609, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, crash runway 16 center. Delta 7815, runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 5099, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 8235, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. The next two going. Got a few waiting to push here. Alaska 2277, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. He's not ready to go yet, is he? Alaska 1279, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 2277, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 4219, hold short of Tango.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Delta 1530.
Alaska 4589, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 8145, runway 16 left via Alpha. Delta 5099, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 6700, runway 16 left, line up and wet.
Negative. I'm on the ground. Alaska 5634.
This guy's coming in through here, that's fine, we can take him back out via orange.
Alaska 3609.
Pushback approved, facing goal. Horizon Air 281.
Delta 1443, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Hold short of taxi right.
Delta 7815, taxi to terminal via Quebec 909, crash runway 16 center. Alaska 9694, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 4693, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Southwest 6700, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 8046, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 1732, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 1.
The reason I'm sending him via Quebec is I want to get them both across at the same time. This is where I was on about. Rather than just crossing one at a time, we'll cross two at a time.
Expect runway Runway 16 left. Delta 4219.
Alaska 1279, runway 16 left at Delta via Orange Bravo.
Alaska 5634. Continue taxi. Delta 580. Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 8145.
Cross runway 16 left.
Delta 4919, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 4693, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Pushback approved facing north.
Sorry if I'm talking really fast. Alaska 2099, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 7306, pushback approved facing north.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha. Horizon Air 281.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 5634.
And then what we'll do is we'll bring this guy via November. And then we'll have November, Papa, Quebec, all ready to cross.
Taxi to terminal via Papa, Whiskey. Ross, runway 16 center. Alaska 360.
Alaska 3692, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Delta 4919, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 9694, taxi to terminal via Tango November, Whiskey, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 right. Clear to land. Delta 7815.
Delta 1443, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 4057, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 1732, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 8046, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 452, pushback approved facing north. So it might start getting a little bit busy at the holding point. Alaska 3692, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. United 6104, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 9361, cross runway, Alaska 9361, runway 16 right. Alaska 9361, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 5118, runway 16 right. Alaska 5118, crash runway 16 left. Alaska 5842, runway 16 right. Alaska 9361, runway 16 center. Alaska 5118, runway 16 center. Alaska 5842, runway 16 center. Okay, right, I said the right thing, wasn't it? United 6104, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 6531, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 9361, runway 16 center, line up and wait. Horizon 281, runway 16 center. Horizon 281, crash runway 16 left.
Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 1279.
Alaska 2099, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 7306, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Runway 16 left.
United 3192, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Delta 4057, taxi to terminal via Quebec 909. Gonna wait because he's got crossing clearance. Alaska 6531, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 580, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 5842, crash runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 4589.
Alaska 9361, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. American 4618, runway 16 right, cleared to land. Alaska 5118, runway 16 center, line up and wait.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 3861, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 5509, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 6342, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 9694, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 3609, cross runway 16 left. Delta 7815, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left. Line up and west. Southwest 6700.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 16 left. Delta 1443.
Alaska 5118, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 5842, runway 16 center, line up and wind. Alaska 8145, runway 16 center. Alaska 8145, crash runway 16 left.
Taxi to terminal via Quebec, 909er. Cross runway 16 center, Delta 7815.
Runway 16 right, clear the left. Alaska 9er 69.
Alaska 452, runway 16 left, fire Alpha.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Delta 580, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 1422, runway 16 left, line up and wind. Alaska 5842, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Horizon 0281, runway 16 center, line up and wind. Alaska 5842, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. American 4618, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey Blue. Delta 6696, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 5509, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 3861, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Delta 1422, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 2277, runway 16 left, line up and wind.
Pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 1732.
Horizon 0281, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 left, at Delta, via Orange.
Alaska 86.
Alaska 1279.
Alaska 8965, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 5025, pushback approved facing north.
Runway 16 left, line up and
United
wait.
3192, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 46903. Pushback approved facing north.
Alaska 2277, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 8145, runway 16 left, line up and wind. As I say, now we only utilise 16 center where I need to, because right now we're probably fine now. Delta 6696, runway 16, Delta 6696, taxi to terminal via Quebec, 909. American 4618, crash runway 16 center. Delta 4057, crash runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 3692.
Delta 4036, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. 30450 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Alaska 8145, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 4190, runway 16 left, clear to land. Runway 7702, runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 4219, runway 16 left, line up and wet.
Runway 16 left, clear for takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 4911.
Alaska 8965, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 5025, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 681, pushback approved, facing north.
Taxi to terminal, Royal Tango, November. Whiskey, cross runway 16 center. Alaska 90694.
Runway 7702, taxi to terminal via November. Runway 7702, crash runway 16 center. Delta 4219, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 4589, runway 16 left, line up and wind. Delta 6968 heavy, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 3143, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 6342, runway 16 left at Delta via Blue Bravo.
Runway 16 left, at Delta, via Bravo. Delta 1430.
Runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 4057.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 1732.
Asiana Cargo 4824 heavy, pushback approved facing north.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 127 Nano, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 4058 Nano, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure.
Pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 452.
Delta 5343, pushback approved facing north. 39450 Nano heavy, runway 16 left via Alpha, hold short of whiskey. Delta 4036, runway 16 left at Delta via 88 Bravo.
Runway 16 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching
Delta
altitude
6968 heavy, taxi to terminal via Quebec 99 cross, runway 16 center. Alaska 681, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 3413, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 3143, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 127 Nano, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 1732, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 844, runway 16 right, clear to land. That's 6696, cross runway 16 center. Into flight 1071, pushback approved, facing south.
Runway 16 right. Alaska 9361.
Check which way
Cross
facing.
runway 16 left.
Facing
Alaska
north.
9361.
That's the way then.
Runway 16 right. Alaska 5118.
Alaska 120, pushback approved, facing north. Izzy on a cargo 4824 heavy, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 7469, pushback approved, facing north.
Good morning, Matthew.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 5118.
Alaska 1732, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 right. Alaska 5842. Runway 16 center. Alaska 9361.
Runway 16 center.
Alaska 8046, runway 16 left, line up and wet.
Runway 16 center.
Alaska 7469, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 5343, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Contact departure.
Alaska 8046, runway 16. He's lining up. Alaska 70, Alaska 73.
Ident-
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 6531. Runway 16 center. Line up and wait.
Alaska 7306, runway 16 center. Alaska 8046, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 7306, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 2099, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 3861, runway 16 center. Alaska 3861, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 5509, runway 16 center. Alaska 452, runway 16 center.
Runway 16 center.
39450 heavy, continue taxi. Onto flight 1071, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 7231, pushback approved, facing west.
Cross runway 16 left.
Alaska 120, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 2099, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 6134, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 7306, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 1443, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 5509, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left. At Delta. Via Bravo.
Alaska 844, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey.
Runway 16 left. Fly Alpha. Alaska 7306.
Okay, we're going to do some crossings in a minute.
Approved, expect runway 16 left.
Alaska 9666, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 5699, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 5343, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 1443, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 5023, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 3861, runway 16 center, line up and wet. Izzy on a Alaska 452, cross runway 16 left.
Taxi to terminal via Quebec. Niner niner. Delta
3 450 nana heavy, hold short of blue.
Runway 16 left. Clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Delta 4036, hold position.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Delta 580.
Alaska 3861, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Approach runway 16 left. Alaska 5842.
Alaska 550 nana, runway 16 center, line up and wait. LS 7702, cross runway 16 left. American 4618, cross runway 16 left. Delta 4057, cross runway 16 left. Delta 6696, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 center. Clear for immediate takeoff.
Delta 7234, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Departure. Alaska 9361.
Delta 6721, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Delta 7234, hold short of whiskey. Delta 4057, cross runway 16 left. Delta 6696, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 844, cross runway 16 center. Turkish 9263 heavy, runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 6134, taxi to terminal via Quebec. Delta 6134, taxi to terminal via Upper 88.
Runway 16 right. Clear to land. American 46.
Alaska 844, cross runway 16 center. Delta 709, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 7469, runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 5699, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Runway 16 center.
Alaska 5025, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure. United 3192, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 5509, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 452, runway 16 center, line up and wait. I've got a bit of a mess here now. Alaska 6508, pushback approved facing north. American 4618, hold short of blue. Delta 7234, continue taxi. Delta 6134, taxi to terminal via Quebec 99. Turkish 9263, heavy taxi to terminal via Quebec 99. Turkish 9263 is fine, that's fine.
Push back approved facing north.
Alaska 9666, runway 16 left via Alpha. United 3192, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 8965, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 452, runway 16 center, clear for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure. Yeah. Delta 4036, continue taxi. Delta 6721, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. United 8448, pushback approved, facing west.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 9694.
Delta 4118, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Delta 709, taxi to terminal via Quebec 99. Alaska 4643, runway 16 right, clear to land. 30450, heavy, continue taxi. Alaska 8965, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 6342, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Delta 6134, crash runway 16 center. Delta 9836, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 14, runway 16 left, via Orange Alpha. Alaska 6508, runway 16 left, via Green Alpha. Alaska 6508, runway 16 left, via Alpha.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 3609.
United 9024, pushback approved, facing north.
Cross runway 16
Alaska 6342, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reach altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 681, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 5118.
Runway 16 center, line up and wait. Alaska 5842.
Yukon 456 heavy, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 6508, hold short of... I don't even know what that taxiway is.
Negative, unknown command. Alaska 8145.
Alaska 6508, hold short of 55.
Negative, I need clearance for lineup. Alaska 8145.
American 4618, continue taxi. Alaska 681, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Oceana Cargo 4824 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wait. United 8510, runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 90836, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Delta 4118, runway 16 left at Delta via Alpha. Delta 4118, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 4643, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, crash runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha.
Alaska 7768, pushback approved facing north.
Runway 16 left.
United 8448, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Contact departure. Delta 590.
United 9024, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Turkish 9263 heavy, crash runway 16 center. Oceana Cargo 4824 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Oceana 3, Alaska 3143, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 14, pushback approved facing north.
422.
They're all moving out. They're all moving out.
Negative,
Oh.
incorrect runway. Alaska 5842. Runway 16 center.
Alaska 6508, continue taxi.
281. Runway 16 center.
Yukon 456 heavy, runway 16 left, via Alpha.
Contact departure. Alaska 5842.
They get all these across. Delta 709 across runway 16 center.
American 4618.
Runway 16 right.
Delta 6968 heavy, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha.
Alaska 844, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 4643, cross runway 16 left. Delta 6134, cross runway 16 left. Turkish 9263 heavy, cross runway 16 left. Delta 709, cross runway 16 center. Delta 709, cross runway 16 left. So he's going 999, he's going 999, he's going 999, he's going 999. Japan's gonna have to wait until all of them are coming. He's coming out. Alaska is coming in here. Alaska 844, hold short of November. Alaska 7769, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 14, pushback approved facing north. Alaska 8691, runway 16 right, clear to land. United 8510, taxi to terminal via Quebec 999.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 2277.
Get them all in. Where to do it? That American went in, didn't he? American 1443, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. United 8510, crash runway 16 center. They all across. Delta 709 across runway 16 left.
Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 5025. Runway 16 left. Dead Delta 5 Bravo. United 3192. Runway 16 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000. Contact departure. Alaska 2277.
Alaska 120, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 3413, runway 16 left, clear for immediate. Alaska 3143, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 8145.
Delta 58, pushback approved facing north. These are all going to wait until they've all gone in.
6696.
Alaska 14, runway 16 left, via Alpha. I think I'm going to push a couple of these more over now. Alaska 5699, runway 16 center. Alaska 5699 cross. Alaska 5699 runway 16 center, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 5699 runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 7469 runway 16 center. Alaska 120 runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 9666 runway 16 center. Alaska 7469 cross runway 16 left. Alaska 9666 cross runway 16 left. United 218 runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 68901 taxi to terminal via Alaska 86901 taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey. Alaska 844 continue taxi.
Cross runway 16 center, American 4618.
Got 3 trying to get out there.
Cross runway 16 center, Delta 4057.
Alaska 5699 runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 5343 runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 7469 runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 9666 runway 16 center, line up and wait.
Pushback approved, expect runway 16 left, Delta 4036.
Delta 58 runway 16 left via Alpha. Japan Air 602 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Pushback approved, expect
Pushing
runway
that there,
16
cool,
left.
that's fine.
Airport 509 or heavy.
It's because I want to get the Delta out next.
Runway 16 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude
Delta 1802, pushback approved, facing north.
Alaska 8145.
Delta 5343, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 4036, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Negative. I'm on the ground.
United 218, taxi to terminal via Quebec 999. Alaska 2100, runway 16 right, cleared to land. These two are both coming in here. American 1443, runway 16 left, via Alpha. Delta 58, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Jim on to Bravo.
Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
They're both pushing.
Alaska 8965.
Alaska 9666, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 4036, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Tier flight 1071, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 5025.
Pushback approved, facing north, Alaska 681.
Taxi to terminal via November. Sky West 7702. Cross runway 16 center. Sky West 7702.
United 218, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left. Clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000. Contact departure.
Alaska 8691, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 45890.
Alaska 3607, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 1802, runway 16 left via Delta 1802, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Japan Air 602 heavy, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Runway 16 right, clear to land, Delta 6968 heavy.
Korean Air 4509 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wait. Frontier flight 1071, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. At least 2 heavies out.
Facing north, Alaska 3143. Runway 16 left at Delta, via Blue.
What's coming in?
Alaska
How long have we been going here? Anyway, I'll go for another 10-15 minutes and see how we get on.
Facing north. Louisiana 240.
WestJet 9710, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 2100, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center. Either 7076 heavy, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait, Alaska 1279.
Yukon 456 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wait. 39450 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Hopefully after get these two heavies, we've got all four of them to get across. We've got a Lufthansa coming out as well, nice. That's the 3607, runway 16 left, fire Alpha. Lufthansa 506 heavy, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha. All short of taxiway Whiskey. Korean Air 4509 heavy. Runway 16 left, at Delta, via A. Bravo.
Alaska 5287, pushback approved, facing north.
Taxi to terminal via Quebec. Niner, cross runway 16 center. Delta 6968 heavy.
He's ready to go. Alaska 6508, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Yukon 456 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Have a quick look at this one. I don't think I've seen one of these before. Is it NAC Northern cargo? Never seen one of them on this game.
Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000.
Alaska 7910, runway 16 right, cleared to land. Eva 7076 heavy, taxi to terminal via Quebec. 99er.
Runway 16 left, light up and away. Alaska 1732.
Runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 844.
Cross runway 16.
Lufthansa's decided that he wants to just push the wrong way.
Pushback approved, facing south.
Because that is not north.
071.
So we're going to have to just delete the Lufthansa, unfortunately.
Facing north. Alaska
Because
120.
we've got United, WestJet 9710, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. WestJet 9710, hold short of 88 Alpha. Alaska 8691, cross runway 16 left. United 8510, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 2100, cross runway 16 left. United 218, cross runway 16 left.
Pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 7469.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 5287, runway 16 left.
Altitude 1000. Contact departure.
At Delta via Bravo, hold short of blue.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 8046.
Negative. I'm not at terminal. Alaska 7469.
Alaska 6508, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 6721, Delta 6721, runway 16 left, line up and wet. FedEx 4045 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left via Alpha. Delta 5343.
WestJet 8653, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Alaska 7910, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center. Alaska 7770, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 5287, continue taxi. Delta 7234, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Delta 6721, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Negative. Unknown command. Alaska 8046. Runway 16 center. Alaska 7306.
Eva 7076 heavy, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left. Clear for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000. Contact
WestJet
departure.
9710, continue taxi.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 7306.
Delta 90836, runway 16 center. Delta 90836, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 7768, runway 16 center. Alaska 7768, cross runway 16 left. Delta 7234, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 4118, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 14, runway 16 center, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left. Line up.
WestJet,
Alaska 2099.
Delta 676, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Delta 7582, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. Delta 5730, runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 90836, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 7700, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey.
Runway 16 center.
American 1443, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Delta 4118, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. FedEx 4045 heavy, runway 16 left. Alaska 7768, runway 16 center, line up and wet. Alaska 7768, runway 16 center. Alaska 7768, runway 16 center.
Cross runway 16 left.
Alaska 7768, runway 16 left. Alaska 7768, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 center.
Alaska 7768, runway 16 center at Echo via Tango.
Runway 16 center. Alaska 452.
Okay, he's going.
Taxi.
American 1443, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. United 8448, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 14, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. WestJet 8653, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 676, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. American 306, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Return flight 1071.
United 8448, runway, Alaska 3607, runway 16 left, line up and wet. United 8448, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 5730, taxi to terminal via Quebec, Nana Nana. FedEx 6175 heavy, runway 16 right, clear to land. Delta 7582, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Pushback approved.
Alaska 7768, runway 16 center, line up and wet.
Runway 16 left via Alpha. Alaska 120.
Let me let the FedEx come in and then we'll probably end it there. Well, Alaska 3824, pushback approved, expect runway 16 center. FedEx 4045 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Alaska 3607, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 7768, runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 right. Clear to land. Delta 6134. Runway 16 center.
Delta 676, runway 16 left via Alpha.
1000. Contact departure.
American 306, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Delta 1443.
Cross runway 16
Aero Mexico 6164, pushback approved, facing north. Aero Mexico 6164, cross. Aero Mexico 6164, pushback approved, facing north. Alaska 7770, cross runway 16 center. Delta 5730, cross runway 16 center. FedEx 4045 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Japan 602 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Delta 6694, runway 16 right, clear to land. FedEx 6175 heavy, taxi to terminal via Quebec, Whiskey, Alpha, cross runway 16 center. Alaska 3824, runway 16 center. Alaska 3824, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 3824, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Taxi to terminal near Papa Whiskey. Alaska.
I'm gonna have to wait for him now. Looks 3943 heavy, pushback approved, back to runway 16 left. By Walker it is.
Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 90666.
United 9024, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Japan 602 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 5343.
Let's have a look.
Runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 1443. Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 5025.
Skywalker's. We can bring him in via
Runway 16 center,
8
line up
8.
and wait. Alaska 3861.
Mexico 6164, runway 16 left via Alpha.
Cross runway 16 left, Alaska 452.
Alaska 6513, pushback approved, facing north.
Full short taxiway approved. Korean Air 4509 are heavy.
This will be the last aircraft we'll get out of it.
Position. Delta 4036.
Either 7076 heavy taxi to terminal via 88, cross runway 16 left. Delta 5730 taxi to terminal via 88, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 79010, cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 center, clear for immediate takeoff. Reaching altitude 1000.
Either 7076 heavy, hold short of Bravo. Alaska 7770, continue taxi. Cross runway 16 left.
Runway 16 center.
LX 6175 heavy, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 6570, runway 16 right, clear to land. Either 7076 heavy, continue taxi.
Cross runway 16 left, sky west 7702.
Delta 6694 taxi to terminal via Quebec 999. Cross runway 16 center.
Cross runway 16 right. Delta 40.
Skywalker 3943 heavy, runway 16 left via Alpha, hold short of Whiskey.
Cross runway 16 left, Delta 6696.
They're all moving, that's fine.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha, Delta 7234. Pushback approved, expect runway 16 left, Delta 6.
Alaska 6513, runway 16 left via Alpha. Delta 58, runway 16 left, 1 upon winds. United 9024, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Hold short of taxiway whiskey, Delta 7234.
Cross runway 16 left.
Skywalker 3943 heavy, continue taxi.
Cross runway 16 left,
Actually, it is north.
6696.
Skywalker 3943 heavy, hold position.
Negative. Unknown command. Alaska 844. Runway 16 right. Cleared to land. Turkish 90263 heavy.
Taxi to terminal, via Quebec, Delta 6134. Taxi to terminal, via Puppet, 88, Delta 6134.
Cross runway 16 center. Alaska 844.
Delta 1802, runway 16 left, 1 upon winds. Delta 58, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 543, runway 16 right, clear to land. Alaska 6570, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center. Skywalker 3943 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 16 right, clear to land, Delta 7090.
Delta 1471, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha. Alaska 7469.
Nice Eva there.
16 left. Via Alpha. Alaska
Uh,
5699.
FedEx 6175 heavy, hold position.
Runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff.
Alaska 5287, runway 16 left, 1 upon winds.
Alaska 5025.
Alaska 3824, hold position. WestJet 8653, hold position. Delta 1802, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 3824, continue taxi.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. United 3192.
Nearly messed that up.
Runway 16 center. Clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000. Contact departure.
Delta 2100, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left. FedEx 6175 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 16 center, line up and wait. Alaska 452.
Pushback approved. Facing north. Alaska 650.
American 306, runway 16 left, line up and winds.
Hold short. Taxiway approved.
Alaska 5287, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Continuing taxi, Delta 7234.
Delta 657.
Delta 6134.
Taxi to terminal. Via Quebec.
Delta 543 taxi to terminal via Quebec 99. Alaska 5625, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Runway 16 left, via Alpha. Alaska 90666.
Delta 2100, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left, clear for
Alaska 3824, runway 16 left, line up and west.
contact departure. United 3192.
American 306, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 1471, runway 16 left, fire Alpha.
Runway 16 left, line up and wait. Alaska 8965.
Delta 543, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 center, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Oh, we've done pretty well here, to be fair. I just really want to get the Stokes out. It's a new one for me.
4036.
How long have we been going? Yeah, that's about right. Let's get the Stokes out and then we'll end the video there.
Delta 6721.
Pushback approved facing west. United Incorporated.
This ramp is really tight down here.
16 left. Delta 4118.
Delta 3572, pushback approved, facing to the north. WestJet 8653, runway 16 left, line up and west. Alaska 3824, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 2072, pushback approved, facing north.
Runway 16 right. Clear the line. Alaska 4643.
He is literally just parked up and he's ready to go. That's because we've got too many Alaskas. We've cleared out all the Alaskas, so it's everyone that's arriving is just getting the backlog. Alaska 5625, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, crash runway 16 center. Delta 676, runway 16 left, line up and west. WestJet 8653, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 6342.
Delta 2100, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Alaska 6054, runway 16 right, cleared to land. Delta 657, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Negative. Need pushback first. Alaska 14. Runway 16 left. Fire green. Alpha. Alaska 6508. Runway 16 left. Via Alpha.
WestJet 9710, runway 16 left, line up and west. Delta 676, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 2072, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 3572, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Runway 16 left. Clear for
Alaska
immediate takeoff.
2190, pushback approved, facing north.
Contact departure. Alaska 6342. Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Alaska 681.
Pushback approved facing north. Yukon 456 heavy.
Oh. Delta 334, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 4748, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Command property error. Alaska 6508.
Alaska 6513, runway 16 left, line up and west. WestJet 9710, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Course short of taxiway by flight. Alaska 6508.
Delta 657, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Continue taxi. American 46.
Alaska 6054, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center.
Runway 16 left.
Alaska 5990, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Contact departure. Alaska 681.
Runway 16 left. Line up and wait. Louisiana Cargo 4824 heavy. Runway 16 right. Clear to land.
Mexico 6164, runway 16 left, line up and west. Alaska 6513, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha. Delta 9836.
Alaska 2190, runway 16 left, 5 Alpha. Alaska 3511, pushback approved, facing north. Delta 9840, pushback approved, expect runway 16 left.
Runway 16 left at Delta via Alpha. Delta 4118. Negative. Taxiway not found. Delta 4118. Taxi to terminal via Papa. Whiskey. Cross runway 16 center. Alaska 4643. Pushback approved. Facing north.
Alaska 5625, cross runway 16 left. Delta 543, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 6570, cross runway 16 left. Alaska, Delta 6694, cross runway 16 left. Delta 334, runway 16 left, fire Alpha.
Runway 16 left.
Delta 4748.
98 foot red.
What way is he pushed actually?
Runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. United
Right.
9024.
They're coming in. Delta 6694, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 6054, cross runway 16 left. Alaska 5625, cross runway 16 left.
Cross runway 16 center. Turkish 9263 heavy.
Runway 16 left. Clear for takeoff on reaching altitude 1000. Contact departure. Asiana Cargo 4824 heavy. Runway 16 left. Line up and away.
Delta 4748, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo. Delta 4748, hold position. Delta 4748, runway 16 left at Delta via 88 Bravo.
Command property error. Alaska 1.
Aeromexico 6164, runway 16 left, clear for immediate. Aeromexico 6164, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Delta 7582, runway 16 left, line up and wet.
Alaska 6508.
Alaska 3511, runway 16 left, fire Alpha.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha.
Delta 9840, runway 16 left at Delta via Bravo.
Unknown command.
Alaska 5990, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center.
Cross runway 16 left. Delta 6968 heavy.
Cross runway
Alaska
16
2880,
left.
runway
Alaska
16 right, clear to
844.
land.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 4643.
Delta 1471, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Delta 7582, runway 16 left, clear for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Cross runway 16 left. Delta 6134.
I'm not going to push any of these out because we're just going to get this Starlux out and then go.
Turkish 9263
Well, not go, but in the video there.
Cross runway 16 center. Delta 709er.
Call short of taxiway November. Alaska 844.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha. Alaska 7768.
Pushback approved facing north. Alaska 14. Runway 16 right. Clear to land. Alaska 86901.
Taxi to terminal.
Skywalker 3943 heavy, runway 16 left, line up and wet. Delta 1471, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 16
Alaska 2880, taxi to terminal via Papa Whiskey, cross runway 16 center.
Cross runway 16 center. United 8510. Cross runway 16 left. Delta 709er.
Delta 9315, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Runway 16 left. Line up and way. Alaska 120.
So a very busy schedule, this
Runway
constant.
16 left. Cleared for
So the
immediate
queue hasn't been
takeoff.
too bad, to be
Reaching
honest,
altitude 1000.
because we used
Contact
16
departure.
center for a little bit,
Alaska
so it's
3443.
not actually been too bad. He's going to be going now, so we'll get Skywalker moving in a second.
Runway 16 left. Via Alpha.
Skywalker 3943 heavy, runway 16 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 2072, runway 16 left, line up and wet.
Negative. Unknown command. Alaska 5699er. Command property error. Alaska 5699er. Negative. I'm clearance for lineup. Alaska 5699er.
Here it comes.
Line up and way. Alaska 5699er. Runway 16 center. Alaska 7469er. Runway 16 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Alaska 120.
Nice, looks like an S350 as well.
Alaska 90666.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 7469er.
Cross runway 16 left. Alaska 90666. Runway 16 right. Clear to land. United 218.
Taxi to terminal via pop-up.
There it goes. Bye bye.
Alaska
Oh.
969er 1.
Cool, right, I'm going to leave the video there. I mean, we've been playing for probably just over an hour, so about right. I'll do what we did last time as well. So if I go back to the menu, it should show us what we did. So, to be honest, I mean, that's pretty good in terms of takeoffs. Let me have a quick look. So, well, I suppose we played just over an hour, but in that hour there was 90 departures and 40 arrivals. So we've got slightly less. That's obviously limitations of the game and limitation of gates. But I mean, 100 and I can't even count now. 113 movements out of the 140 is pretty good in just over an hour. You do well to get many more than that, to be honest, because the game obviously has limitations. Majority of the time we were only using 2 runways. I'll just mute the game a second just so you can hear me. So yeah, overall pretty fun session. Obviously we had to use 16 center at times because the queue got a little bit big, but not as much as I thought we needed to. Obviously landings just have limitations of how we're doing. We were running 3 nautical miles, but it took a few minutes to get them going. So we had gate. Obviously Alaska's were coming in and then they were going straight out because of the way the schedule loads. But yeah, overall pretty fun session. Obviously, it's been a while since I played that airport. It's not too bad because you're kind of just pushing everyone from south to north, bringing them or more stuff over at Papa and Quebec. You didn't really bring much over November, so everything was just Papa and Quebec. I kind of timed it so that we crossed multiple aircraft at once, just because it's easier, and I tried doing that between the heavies and mediums because you need that kind of separation. But that was my plan all along, to try and do that. So we had one go around at the start just because me kind of getting used to it, and that's pretty much it. I don't think there was any other errors. We had a couple of deletions with me just pushing stuff the wrong way. It's kind of difficult pushing directional wise on that because it doesn't like to push the right way. I should just say expect the runway at that airport. But yeah, overall pretty fun. If you do like the content, feel free to like and subscribe. If you've got any feedback or any questions around that video or the schedule or anything, feel free to let me know. And if you've got any suggestions for anything you do want to see in the future, then drop them in the comments and I'll certainly take a look. But for now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.